During my destruction missions, I went one day to a Baptist Works and Mission church. The women of this church are a challenge and a problem for us because they veil themselves. They never part with it. Don't put on our clothes, do not use our varnishes, our jewelry, our makeup. In short, they prevent our products from working. We do everything to weaken them, attack them, harden their hearts so that they refuse to wear the veil. So I was sent there after a colleague of mine failed. I spent a time in fasting. I went to see the pastor and told him, "I want you to pray for me." He said, "So early in the morning?" He was not convinced to do it. I was stunned. Later I came back to see him in the office. He prayed and read the scriptures for me. Then he asked me, "Are you single?" I replied, "Yes, I am, but you are a man of God. I don't want to attract the wrath of God upon me." He said, "Forget about that, let's meet on Sunday after the service." I was happy and excited on that day. In fact, I was the first in the church because I was promised a crown by Lucifer if I succeeded against this pastor, as may have failed before me. You have to note that prior to Sunday service there was a lot of activity and bewitchment aimed against this pastor in the Marine Kingdom, and I was usually made extremely beautiful in the eyes of these pastors. On Sunday, I came so early in the morning, I was excited, I could not wait. Then the pastor arrived in the church that was already full. He started preaching, but I did not mind or care about his preaching. But while I was murmuring, something dramatic happened. I felt like a man touched my shoulder behind me. Beloved, when I turned around to check who touched me, I saw Jesus of Nazareth on the cross. His blood was flowing, and then I heard a powerful voice saying to me, "Look how you are crucifying me again on the cross." It was the first time for me to hear such a powerful voice and to see such scenes of Jesus Christ himself with blood. I screamed really loud in the church and I fell on the ground. I was taken to the office of prayer. When I woke up, the intercessors asked me, "Sister, what is wrong?" I replied, "I saw Jesus." They asked again, "Is there any problem?" I answered, "I saw Jesus." They said, "Okay, let us recommend you to Jesus Christ." I said, "No, I am not interested." Then I went out of the church with anger. I kept hearing the word Jesus in my ears. Then I traveled back to the Marine Kingdom. I was angry. When the Oceanic siren Our Lady saw me, she said, "Welcome back, my daughter." I replied with anger, "Stop it right there. I am not your daughter." Then I asked her, "Who are you? Tell me. Are you really the Holy Virgin Mary, the Mother of Christ?" I said, "If you are really the Mother of Christ, you would not have sent me to sleep with men. Who are you? Tell me." She replied, "The church is causing us problems, that's why I sent you there." I said, "You should have warned me that this church is problematic." I said to Mary, the Holy Virgin, "You told me that you were God. Why is that when Christians use the name of Jesus Christ I am collapsing on the ground?" Beloved, when I quoted the name of Jesus Christ, the Oceanic siren, the Blessed Virgin, collapsed on the ground. After she stood again, she said, "My daughter, you don't quote that name here." I replied, "You told me that you are almighty and you have all the power. Why is it that the name of their God is causing me pain? Next time your God Lucifer has to intervene." The Blessed Virgin called Lucifer, who landed in the twinkling of an eye. He was dressed like Jesus Christ. Beloved, let me tell you that the pictures of Jesus Christ you see on earth in the Catholic Church is Lucifer himself and not Jesus Christ, as I saw the real Jesus face to face. When Lucifer landed, he said, "My daughter, are you okay?" I said, "I am not your daughter." Lucifer said, "I told you that I am God. Why are you stressed?" Lucifer said, "I just showed you my blood that was shed on the cross for you." I said, "Okay, I get it. I saw your blood on the cross." The devil wanted to confuse me by telling me that the image of Jesus Christ of Nazareth that I saw in the church was him, but Jesus Christ was at work to confuse him. Lucifer said, "I am your God and your father." I replied, "Yes, Daddy, I got it." Lucifer was dressed in brightening clothes. I said to Lucifer, "Daddy, I was on the surface of the earth in a church and I saw a man on the cross who said his name is Jesus Christ." Beloved, when I quoted the name of Jesus Christ, Lucifer collapsed on the ground. Actually, It is forbidden to quote the name of Jesus Christ in the marine kingdom and the second heaven because there are repercussions. When I pronounced the name of Jesus Christ in front of Lucifer, he was on the ground but something else happened. The white and shining garment that Lucifer was wearing vanished and his grotesque and gruesome shape was revealed. When I saw him in his ugly shape, I was horrified. Beloved, the devil is really ugly. I cannot compare his ugliness to anything on earth. He was absolute darkness, grotesque, his nails, his red eyes, his big ears, he was ugly, his wings were scary. He is really a fallen angel. When he stood up, he said, "Who is this impolite and disobedient woman? Woman, why do you do exactly what you are forbidden to do?" I got insolent as I was angry. I said, "You told me that you are God, right?" Lucifer replied, "You dare to speak?" Then he asked, "Who is this insolent woman?" Then the Holy Virgin Mary said to me, "Over here respect and discipline is the way. You cannot talk to God like that." As I was angry, I replied to her, "You sit there." Then I asked Lucifer, "You told me that you are God. How come when I mentioned the name of the other God, you and the Holy Virgin are collapsing on the ground? What does it mean? I see that you are not the true God, you are Satan. From now on, I am not with you, I separate from you." Then Lucifer replied, "As you made the decision to betray us and you are a traitor, you are not leaving the marine kingdom." I replied to Lucifer, "There is nothing you will do against me. From now on, it is over between you and me, and if you dare to threaten me or come closer to me, I will call that name, Jesus Christ, that is causing both of you to collapse on the ground, so don't try to come after me." Then I returned to Earth, but immediately after returning to Earth, I got sick. I was suffering from migraine. In astral traveling, we go out the body from the head, and so I was attacked right there. I was feeling like there was something in my head. Sometimes I was losing my mind. Later I went to church. I explained my story and everything I was doing to the pastors. They began a serious consultation with me. Then we did prayer session for deliverance, but I noticed that even after deliverance prayer, I still had the power of seduction. Brothers in the church could not withstand the seductive and sexual vibes coming from me. I was sleeping with brothers in the church, and when the pastors noticed it and the report reached them, they asked me, "What is wrong?" I told them, "I have no control, there is a power influencing me to behave that way." Then I was told to fast for deliverance prayer. I fasted for many days, and at the end of that fasting, I was joined by pastors for deliverance prayer. When pastors laid their hands on me, my spiritual eyes opened. I saw myself in the abode of the dead. The place was like a desert with hot sand. In this place, there was a fight between the forces of darkness and the forces of light for my soul. As I was living in fornication, my soul was in the abode of the dead, and this prayer caused God to dispatch his forces to get me out of there. When the pastors were praying for me, I noticed that there was a torrential wind blowing like a hurricane. When I was there, my soul was dressed in torn-up clothes. When the prayer ended, my soul left the abode of the dead. When I opened my eyes, I explained to the pastors what I saw, as the Lord also showed them that I was there in the abode of the dead. After the casting out of the demon of seduction, I noticed that I was still not completely free because I was still having sexual dreams. Actually, in the marine kingdom, I was married to a papa water. He is the one who was molesting me. He was my spiritual husband. I was also eating and drinking in my dreams. On top of that, it is like my spirit was leaving my body and astral traveling in space. There were many powers still in operation in me. Therefore, the pastors had to destroy them one by one, and it took time after many prayers before I was completely delivered from all of this, and I gave my life to Christ.